mess about with these ferries, do they? Quite a big old beast. Bingo. So this is fun on the ferry. It only takes something like 40 minutes to cross over to the Isle of Mull, but it's a really quite impressive ferry actually, and very impressive scenery as you can see. I hope you can hear me okay, by the way, because I know the mic's not very good on here. But yeah, nice relaxing way to cross. Had a bite to eat, and all is well. So looking forward to getting onto the island and doing a bit more riding. So there we go, we are on Mull. Fantastic. An absolutely splendid crossing that was. Really enjoyed that, very civilised way to travel. Nice and smooth crossing, of course. Would have been so much better had the sun been out, but spectacular scenery. Right then, I'm heading vaguely this way. I need to stop fairly soon, get the sat-nav sorted. God, I'm stuck behind a glamping pod. There's some sort of mobile shed here. Not good. Right, it's 12 degrees, so it's warmed up by half a degree since I left. At least it's not raining though, so let's be grateful for that. Right, here we go. Single track road. Use passing places to permit overtaking. Hate these single track roads. Right, so I'm heading west on the island towards Fort, although I'm not going the whole way because I've found this little loop route that looks like it's an ideal way to do a sort of almost a lap of the island, the inner island if you like, without having to go up to Fort and then back on this same road. So not entirely sure how long it's going to take, but I did check out at the ferry terminal at the other end what the situation was with the ferries going back, because I want to get back to the mainland tonight, although I'm not going on that same ferry. I'm going to take a smaller one, and they said you just turn up for that one, you don't have to book, so that should be fine. And has put my mind at rest somewhat. It's 20 past 1, got the whole afternoon to explore Mull, and then off to find my hotels. What more could you want from life? Absolutely brilliant, really looking forward to this. I imagine there's going to be quite a lot of those wow moments on this trip, but here's the first one. What an absolutely stunning view to my left. What an amazing place to live. A bit difficult to nip out to Waitrose, however, nonetheless, beautiful spot. It's the town of Gorton, apparently. Right, what would be good if I see a fuel station is just to top up, because I'm down to 107 mile range. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but this loop could be 50 or 60 miles at least round, by which time my petrol light will be on, by which time I will be getting stress, petrol light stress, you know what I mean. So I'd rather not have that. It's a very nice car to have on this island, isn't it? By which I mean I hope it gets off the island so it can stretch its legs occasionally. Driving an F-type Jag just on these single track roads would be a bit of a waste, I'll wager. So this, rather unbelievably, is the A849. Yep, you heard me right, this is an A road, the main road across the island to the west at least, and it's a single track road. Gotta love it. I have to say, so far the surface on it is beautiful, and hopefully there's not going to be very much traffic. Okay, I mean I'm behind this car at the moment, but if I wanted to I'm sure I could overtake him. I'm just taking in the views and enjoying it. I'm just wondering actually whether I'm going to come across somewhere I can pull over and maybe let the drone up at some point, which will be the first time I've used it in earnest, so I've got that in the back of my mind. Thank you, sir. Oh, he's waving me on. Thank you. This gorse or whatever it is, the yellow here, looks absolutely splendid this time of year, doesn't it? Really beautiful. And what a scene. Now this really is kind of not paradise, isn't it, really? Albeit minus the sun. I think for it to qualify as paradise, it has to have sunshine, palm trees, and maybe the odd bounty bar and hammock with nice lady in, with some water sprayed on a bit. So you know what I mean. Remember that ad? But if you can't have that, then this isn't a bad second choice paradise, is it? Just look at this. Gorge. What I shouldn't do is get too carried away, because I haven't actually checked out my route on the sat-nav to see exactly where I'm going. Annoyingly, I can see on the sat-nav there was a petrol station behind me, look. Let's hope that's not the only one. Wow, what a lovely spot. Well, this is absolutely glorious, isn't it? What a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. Pretty much unspoilt as well. What a great thing to be doing with your Tuesday afternoon. I highly recommend it. You've got to admire these cyclists. I mean, I moan about cyclists, but when they come to places like this and ride around the whole place, I mean, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? Here's me worrying about a bit of petrol in the future at some point. He's actually got to use his legs to get around here. Wow. What a stunning place this is. Obviously. Obs. Oh, I might have to take back what I said about cyclists if there's going to be hundreds of them. Okay, there's 3 or 4, but they tend to travel in clumps, don't they? What a cracking little valley, or glen I should say. I wonder if this is covered in snow in the depths of winter. I can imagine in inclement weather this is a pretty inhospitable place. It's pretty awesome, and that's a word I don't use very often at this time of year, and I think it's letting me pass. Thank you. Thank you. I think they all think that a motorcyclist just wants to go herring around. I'm actually quite happy to enjoy the view. How often do you get to see things like this on a Tuesday afternoon? And there's one for the record books, my first white van of Mull. I knew it'd have to happen. And there she is. A Ford Transit in all its glory. And this is even better because it's the tall one, just to block my view even a bit more. Fabulous. Wow. What a place to have a holiday cottage. You've got a lot being on your own to be out here for a while. So I've just put the bike into rain mode actually in an attempt to, not because it's raining, but in an attempt to stave off the that petrol light. I may be wrong, but in rain mode I think the bike maybe gives you a bit less power. I could be wrong, but certainly it maximises the amount of range you get out of a tank. So it's gone up actually to 100 miles now. So I'll leave it like that because I'm not going to be herring around these roads. This is absolutely stunning. Aha, here's the turn that I wanted, the scenic route to Salem. Brew line on the 8035. I had a look at this on Google. You know, on Google Maps when you put that little man on and you can get a street view. I had a look at this only last night on my laptop in the hotel room just to see what this looked like. And this is the little loop that takes us back around, hopefully a scenic route according to that sign. We'll head us back towards, eventually towards Fishnish, which is where I'm going to get the next ferry back to the mainland later this afternoon. So once I know I'm on the return leg, it looks like he's going to let me pass. Another one who doesn't want to bite behind him, fair enough. I can then ease my fuel concerns because I've now got 102 miles range, it's going up. and if I've got plenty of time, which I should have, I'm hoping I'll be able to get, as I say, the drone out, just give that its first little flight somewhere scenic as opposed to my back garden. Well, not many passing places here, so let's hope there's not a lot of cars or indeed trucks doing the scenic route in the opposite direction. So that could cause me a problem. Oh, is there a little spot here maybe for a picture? Or not? Let's have a look. I don't want to go anywhere that I can't get out. Oh no, he's in a passing space, okay. Well, the van was not going slowly. It does annoy me when people park in these passing places. I understand why they do. Thank you. But it can cause a problem. More intrepid cyclists up here. Well, and they certainly are in it for the long haul. Look at that. Looks like they're ready for around the world. Awful lot of gravel here in the middle of the road that always gives me the willies. And a lot of sheep as well. Let's hope there are no kamikaze ones amongst them. Oh dear. What's going on here then? Who knows? What is he doing? I'm not getting past you there, mate. Aha, cow on the road. Fair enough. All is forgiven. Hello there, moo. Right, looks like he's letting me pass. Very nice, thank you. Thank you, sir. Right, I can pretty much put my petrol anxiety behind me because I've just put Salem into the sat-nav, which is on this road, and that's the majority of the way back to where I need to be for the ferry at Fishnish. And it's saying that's only 17 miles away, and I've got a range of 97, so I'm going to have plenty of fuel to get me back to the town where the ferry is, assuming there's some fuel there, which I'll be absolutely stunned if there isn't. And even if there isn't, once I've crossed the ferry, presumably there will be on the other side of the mainland. Thank you. So that's one thing I don't have to worry about. Obviously not somebody that's ridden a heavily laden GS before. If he had, he would have given me a bit more room. It's one of those look at that moments. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So I'm just coming up to that sort of northwestern shoreline now of the island, and this is what you're greeted with. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, sir. Wowee. Little crofts down there. Beautiful beaches. And the odd dwelling peppered along. What a place. Well, that's the view of the trip so far, I think. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is another one of those spots where you really don't want to meet another car, do you? Because there ain't no passing places on the left here. At least there's a barrier. Oh no, there's a car, look. Bother. Let's hope this doesn't turn into a calamity. Oh, there's sort of a passing place, so I'll wait there. Come on. I'll just enjoy the view while I'm waiting. Stunning. Yep, this bit of coastline is something else. You cannot beat the west of Scotland, I tell you. It is absolutely fabulous. Wow, amazing waterfall up the top there. You probably can't see that on the GoPro just yet. It is falling a heck of a distance right the way down that side. How cool is that? I hope you can see that now, because that really is quite spectacular. It'll be a little dot of a line on the GoPro, but That is quite something from here. Not something you see very often. Oh, it was definitely the right plan to do this looped route, even though it meant I was going to come on these single track roads. It has been just absolutely gorgeous. Just look at this hillside with this gorse here. If only there was somewhere to stop and take a photograph. That is just stunning. Up against that amazing cliff. That is a wonder of nature right there. So few people to see it. Rapidly now getting into gorgeous view overload, where you just take it all for granted that around every new corner is going to be just a stunning vista. And this one is no different. Unbelievable road, this. Not because it's a great motorcycling road or anything, but just look at it here. Well, I couldn't help myself but just stop in this little this passing area. I'm not in the way of anything, I hope, if anything does need to pass, because this is just so peaceful and so beautiful. Incredible. I'm just going to have to take a couple of pictures of this, I think. Well, what a place. Once again, Western Scotland delivers. It's just amazing up here. I've been lucky to ride some beautiful places on my bike, but Western Scotland, if you get it with the nice weather, it's absolutely fantastic. So got to recommend this. Just check this out. Look at this view. And as you can see, it's quite busy with traffic, so you have to take it easy. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous spot here. Can't wait to spend the next few days exploring, and well, once again, Scotland delivers. Right, nothing coming. Just as I was there taking a couple of snaps, I once again get overtaken by the Dutch camper van and the cyclist. They've overtaken me about 3 times. I've overtaken them. They've overtaken me about 3 times, and I've overtaken them about 3 times now. So that's quite fun, getting to know each other. We gave each other a wave. Wow, just look at this. And I think the sun's actually starting to come out now, just to add to it. This is quite a road, it really is. Not for the faint-hearted, but well worth doing. I mean, it just delivers. Look at it. There's a couple of vehicles down here. I really don't want to meet them at this narrow bit. That would be bad. Just to add to it, there's so much slippery gravel in the middle of the road as well. Right, I've got to wait here for this vehicle. Come on. Water down there is so clear, absolutely crystal clear. Beautiful. It's like a Mediterranean Sea. Isle of Mull wildlife exploration or expeditions. There's obviously an old hand at driving this. To understand the wildlife around here is quite something. There's been quite a lot of reference to puffins, so I assume there are puffin colonies that live here. Plus somebody on the ferry over was telling me that last time they came, I think they said they saw dolphins in the sea. Something you don't expect around the British Isles so much, isn't it? Where is this road going? Oh, up here. So I'm still on the 848 for those following on the map. I'm just coming up to a place called, I think it's Derna Gauge. I can't quite see on this sat nav. I've got the little arrows in the way of one of the letters. But it's on the road towards another place called Knock. And again, just some sheep living here and the odd settlement just scattered along. Some very hardy folk that live here, but what beautiful surroundings to live in. Just to cap it off now, we've got some blue sky too. How cool is that? Let's just check what the temperature's doing, because it feels warmer than it has been. 14 degrees. I'm liking it. Actually just perfect weather, perfect temperature. Looks like a car park here. Might get the drone out. see if she'll fly. Or is this going to be very soft for the old bike? Let's see. Stick it over there with a stand on a rock. That'll do. Alrighty, all clear. Did my first drone shots. Probably be absolute rubbish, but worth a try. It was a nice clear spot, so worth a whirl. You only get better at these things by practice, don't you? Anyway, if you didn't see any drone shots just then, that's because they came out rubbish. If you saw a few, then obviously thought they were worth looking at. Right, onwards then on the A848 still. Which is just incredible. This is an A road. And what have we got here? Thank you, Mr. Honda. Thank you. 16 miles to go, 37 minutes to get to Fishnish, which is where I catch the ferry. So let's have a look at the what's the time now? It's 3 o'clock now, and the ferry's at 16:25. I need to be there 20 minutes before, so that's 16:05. So yeah, I should be there about half an hour earlier than I need to be, which is absolutely fine with me. I'd rather do it that way, so I can afford to just take a leisurely ride there on this absolutely stunning road. I assume because of the camping laws here, you can just park your camper van and stay here for the night, as long as you take all your stuff with you. I think you're free to camp where you want. What an amazing place to stay for the night. Well, that was the Mull Plumbing Company's white van. Now, where I live, it's pretty hard to get a plumber. Can you imagine how difficult it would be to get a plumber if you lived on Mull? My word. Especially if it was Christmas Eve and your pipes had burst. Good luck with that. Awful lot of people here with telescopes and cameras all set up. There's another batch back at the last lay-by. I suspect there's some sort of rare seabird they're looking at. I can't see anything. There's something on the island there. You won't see it with the GoPro. Maybe that's the Puffin area, don't know. Anyway, those of an ornithological bent, obviously that's somewhere of interest. Small cars here doing similar things. I'm obviously missing the point on something here. Looks like a few fairly new holiday homes type of place, maybe. A few more kamikaze sheep, not quite sure what they're going to do. Okay, they decide to stop, good. Knock House, that one's called. Oh, what a pleasant little spot. There's definitely more sheep here than humans. I catch up with my cycling friend. Spoke to him earlier, mentioned how this is like a hare and tortoise race. Wonder if I'll see him again. Expect I possibly will. Okay. Oh gosh. Which way do I go here then? Looks like it's right. Not to the Ulva ferry, but to this way. But it seems like we're coming up to a more major road at the moment, and maybe a bit more civilization. And there's a little fuel pump showing on the sat nav. Look, so if it's open, I think we'll pop in there and get a top up just to be sure. That might be enough for the rest of the day then. So this is Salen, S-A-L-E-N, as opposed to Salem. And this looks like this could be the fuel. How does this work then? Open, it says. Self-service. Alrighty. Excellent. Speak to you in a mo. Right, we're off again. With the lights on, fully fueled. Excellent. Oh, what a very friendly lady in there. She reckons that the local weather forecast said the weather is just going to get better for the next few days, so absolutely fantastic news. Okay, now I think I need to do a right here. Look at this. Actual civilization again. Look at that, a bank on wheels, complete with data link on the top. I suppose that's what you have to do. Spar shop, hello sir. Yeah, it's a tough old life for the Islanders, isn't it? It takes a certain sort of person to live here, I would think. Look at this road, my word, national speed limit, the whole works. Fabulous. Right, I haven't seen any signs for this Fishnish ferry, so let's hope it does actually exist, otherwise I'm stuffed. I think I've got a relatively long ride on the other side once I get back on the mainland, up to my hotel at Arisaig. But, you know, with the weather improving as it is now, it's quite nice here. Let's see what the temperature's doing. It was quite warm, 15 degrees now, perfect. Should be a nice ride back. Hello sir. So this is the road you would take if you were going up to Balamory. So that would be a very straightforward ride compared to what I've done today around those little single track lanes. I'm sure it's beautiful scenery up there. I have done this in the car before, as I mentioned, so as you know, I don't go up this way that often. I thought I'd go somewhere different and try that little loop round. I'm really glad I did. Oh, that's the Glenforsa Hotel down there, which is a favourite of my flying friends. I think that's the one. I've got a feeling you can come and land on the beach here. I'm not too sure, but I think that's the one. And they've got an amazing selection of whiskies in the hotel there. Not that you try those out before you go flying, or indeed biking. Anyway, if you're in this area and you want to stay on the island, that Glenforsa Hotel is a good recommendation. I only ever hear good things about it. Oh, it's nice to be able to open the taps up a little bit again. Just get a bit of breeze through the vents. It's actually getting quite warm. I've got so many layers on. I've got 2 base layers, including my thermals. I've still got the puffer jacket on underneath my biking jacket. So as you can imagine, it's actually quite warm in this lot now. Might have to lose a layer tomorrow if the weather's going to continue to improve, as that lady predicts. Actually, this is a lovely biking road, as opposed to those single track roads, which are great from a scenery point of view, an adventure point of view. This is a nicer riding road. So if you've not been to Mull before and you come over, perhaps I would recommend that you go up to Tobermory on this road. Well, certainly I'd recommend that anyway. If you've not been to Tobermory, it's a beautiful little port there, and well worth seeing. Right, let's see if I can find this next ferry and hopefully get on board. Okay, Lochaline car ferry, that'll be the one. Lochaline being, I think, the place on the mainland. This is Fishnish in Mull. I think I've just missed a ferry actually. According to my timings, there was one at 15:40. Actually, it's in 4 minutes' time. Now that would be amazing if I got that, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Let's have a look. Otherwise, it's 16:25. It's less than an hour for the next one, so that's not too bad. Right, it's saying next sailing 15. Is that 15:40 or 16:40? Let's go and see what the ticket situation is. Well, that's a bit of a result. It turns out, just been into the ticket office there, and the next sailing is in fact at 15:40, so it's just 10 minutes away. I can see the ferry's coming in there, and you just pay on board. So an absolute winner. So that's good. I will have saved myself some time. So hopefully it won't be too late an arrival at Arisaig later. Okay, on to ferry number 2 then. Looks like this is only a relatively short crossing. Not entirely sure where it goes to on the other side, if indeed that's the mainland, or if we're going around the... Oh no, it looks like that's part of the island. We shall find out. Excellent. Don't think there's going to be much by way of facilities on this one.